Another story that we're tracking closely this morning is on the US oil prices. They've now rebounded back above zero. This is a day after it crashed into negative territory for the first time in history. This is unprecedented, directly due to the weak demand given the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. The price collapse is a consequence of short-term shortage problems in the United States. Oil dropping below $1 per barrel means essentially that it's now cheaper than buying a bottle of drinking water from a store. The slumping oil prices come despite an OPEC-backed deal to cut roughly 10% of the global crude supply. While low energy prices bring good tidings for a major consumer such as India, there's hardly any demand for transportation fuels such as petrol and diesel. As India is a crude-intensive economy, in normal circumstances, we would tend to gain when crude prices fall, as the cost of inputs in various sectors would go down. This would also help support the value of the rupee, but the government may lose revenue if it lowers prices. Consumers will benefit only if prices are reduced. Indian refiners have already cut production as the lockdown has led to a sharp decline in demand for transportation fuels.
And based on the record low price of oil that you've been seeing, it's at a level that's very interesting to a lot of people. We're filling up our national petroleum reserves, the strategic reserves, and we're looking to put as much as 75 million barrels into the reserves themselves. That would top it out. That would be first time in a long time it's been topped out. We'd get it for the right price.
Rahul Srivastava, National Affairs Editor, is joining us on this broadcast. We also have Rajiv Dubey, Editor of Business Today. Rajiv, to you first, good morning. I just want to understand from you what the impact is of this particular prices falling of the US crude oil, before in a non-corona scenario and now amid this pandemic. What really is the difference in the impact?
So, Akshita, for India, it really matters very little because this is specific to US markets, Canadian markets, and to some extent Mexican markets. And this is a local crisis, largely because there's more production and no storage. So, and the demand has also fallen. So there's a glut in the US market, and which is what has caused this. As far as India is concerned, we have seen a drop in India's crude basket from $71 in April of 2019 to about $19.32 in April of 2020, which is a 72% drop. However, the price of petrol and diesel has gone down by only 5% in this period, in the last 1 year. And so, as far as the most of the benefit of this is being retained by the government in the form of taxes, which are then being spent on social schemes that the government is pushing for. So essentially, as far as Indian consumer is concerned, by and large, no effect, 5% drop since last year. But India's own import bill is going to go down by almost $50 billion, $45 to $50 billion from about $103 billion that we spent last year to something like $60 to $65 billion in the last fiscal. So there's been a significant drop as far as India's import bill is concerned. But when it comes to the consumer and to the user, there's practically no effect. It's just been about a 5% drop.
So nothing's going to change in our lives. A lot of consumers would have been hoping that this will pass on to them, that the benefit will pass on to the consumer in India. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. But we're also going to do a comparative analysis for you on the question that I asked Rajiv. What is the difference? Now, if this had happened in normal circumstances versus now that it's happened during a pandemic, we'll break that down for you, how it makes a difference right now. Now, let's take a look at how it would have been in normal circumstances. Your oil import bill would have gone cheaper. Due to the COVID-19 impact, there is at this point low demand for transport fuel, which means that your oil import doesn't become cheaper. The ability to import in a normal circumstance would have been greater because of the oil import bill becoming cheaper. Because we're living at a time of a pandemic, the current account deficit may go down as a circumstance, as a result really of the US crude oil prices going down. There would have been a fall in input costs in various sectors at a time when, the economy was normal, when there wasn't such a pandemic. But now there could be a drop in crude oil prices, which in fact will not drive any sort of wealth creation. So there is going to be no wealth creation, no benefit on that front. Inflation will be contained if this had happened pre-coronavirus. Right now, inflation may cool down only partially. It's not going to have that big an impact as it would have under normal circumstances. Now, rupee will be strengthened in normal circumstances. Here too, at this present time also, that could happen. The government may lose revenue if it lowers prices, however. So that is a conundrum that the government has to figure out. A fall in fertilizer prices would have been a given at any other time. Because we're talking about a coronavirus pandemic time at this point, oil companies have cut production. So that means that there perhaps will not be a fall in fertilizer prices. So those are, of course, what would have happened if you compare things in a normal circumstance versus now that it's happened during a coronavirus pandemic. Narendra Taneja, who's an energy expert, is joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Taneja, thank you for joining us here on India Today. So we've just broken down what would have been the advantage of this kind of a move, of the fact that the US crude oil prices have come down in normal circumstances versus now during times of a pandemic. Do you believe that right now we can only look at long-term advantages?
Well, even long-term and medium-term advantages we'll have to wait and see how things basically, roll out. Because my biggest worry at the moment is, like when ultra-high oil prices are bad for Indian economy. But if you look at very carefully, ultra-low prices are equally bad. Basically on two force. Number one is if the global economy is adversely impacted, it has a major impact on economy as a whole. At the same time, when you look at coronavirus and the impact on fuel consumption in India, road fuel, that's petrol and diesel for transportation, is down by 50%. Demand is, down by 50%. And at the same time, when you look at the biggest worries, of course, we have got 8 million people, more than 8 million, working in the Gulf countries. And these Gulf countries like Kuwait or Saudi Arabia, UAE, they are all dependent heavily on oil for their revenue. If the oil prices dip further, and these countries basically slip into some kind of economic recession and troubles, then what would happen to the 8 million people who are working there, especially those who are, skilled labor and all that, and a lot of them are also unskilled people. So that's one major area of worry. And the second is, basically, oil consumption. When oil is in the range of, let's say, $50, $55, India's experience is good for Indian economy in terms of tax collection, also in terms of economic growth. I'm just talking about a study. Whenever oil prices are at the rate that they are today, unprecedented or very high, we find that it's not really good for Indian economy. So right now we're in a situation, we may think that it's an advantage India, but actually it is not. It's not advantage India. In the short term, it may look like that. But my biggest worry is, as I said, that net is actually a disadvantage India. Therefore, whenever the oil prices in the region, in the range which are good for Indian economy, that's like between $40 to $60. That's good. But right now, that's actually big worry. The way if you analyze it very carefully, whether immediate term, short term, or the medium term.
Okay, very interesting perspective that you put forward, Mr. Taneja. Thank you for joining us. Rahul Srivastava, National Affairs Editor, is also with us. Rahul, do you agree with what Mr. Narendra Taneja has said? Because largely the kind of perspective that I've gotten here is that it could perhaps be no advantage, no question of a disadvantage here. But Narendra Taneja is saying that this will, on the long run, actually prove to be a disadvantage.
Akshata, Narendra knows the energy sector very well, and he has a very good point that he is making. You see, India moved away from the administered price mechanism to a dynamic pricing system in which the prices are not fixed by the government. It is fixed by the international prices, and the oil companies daily mutate it. There is a crisis right now, is that had it been a normal circumstances, given the falling prices of crude, the prices of fuel should have come down. But and that would have benefited the consumer, and there would have been a cascading impact as far as various other things which you read out, inflation cooling down, prices of fertilizer and several other elements going down. But the element here is that such is the freeze in oil and also freeze in economic activity that we can tell our consumer viewers that the consumption of diesel and petrol and fuel has gone down by almost 67% in the lockdown period. The aviation fuel consumption in the first week of April has come down by 90%. Now, at a time when states are losing tremendous amount of revenue, see, states earn their revenue from two elements. One is sale of fuels, and the second is liquor. Both these sales of these elements are down. Liquor sales are virtually zero. The states are not earning revenue. At a time like this, the center's revenue is also linked to the sale of petrol and other elements. If the center lowers the prices, center and states will lose a lot of revenue. What it will eventually mean is that you lose a lot of money which can be used. One single benefit which one looks at, perhaps the improving current account deficit situation, Akshita, might actually put more money in the hands of the government. That dollar which you earn, or that positive position of current account deficit, actually may bring more money for the import of expensive medical equipment which we are trying to get right now. Right now, our medical imports are of extreme importance, and that is why a favorable current account deficit position actually might help India get a greater elbow room to get in more medical supplies, be it the testing kits or the PPEs or anything that the government of India wants to battle the coronavirus. Otherwise, oil is a big money, as you said, and oil money pumps in and drives a lot of economic activity, say real estate and several other things. With oil on the freeze, there might be an impact on wealth creation in the country. And that is why, as Naren Taneja also said, and Rajiv also said, this is not really good news that oil prices are plummeting across the world.
Rahul, then, this is a tweet that's been put out by the Niti Aayog VC. Rajiv Kumar has said that India will be benefited, because he makes a point that he says that, this kind of a step, this kind of a development will hugely dilute any concerns with regards to balance of payments.
See, Akshita, what the estimation is, as Rajiv also said, that our crude basket price may remain in 2021 something around 33 or $34 to a barrel. That is a good case scenario. You see, as Rajiv was mentioning, compared to $71 in 2019 April, that is the first quarter of last fiscal, that was a high. When it comes down to a mid-level to 33, 34, it's beneficial. But oil at the current rate, and remember that India's crude basket is positioned differently. We are talking about American crude and American market. That's a very different entity altogether. But such price drop in crude is definitely not good news. Somewhere in the mid-ranges is good news. Right now, say for example, even ONGC and Oil India Limited, which are oil manufacturers, remember, with market prices plateauing at such terrible levels, plummeting to such levels, even ONGC and OIL will lose money. And if they lose money, their share prices go down. So if the share prices of Maharatna companies like ONGC go down, it does not bring good to the Indian economy. Similarly, oil manufacturing companies like Indian Oil and others, marketing companies, their shares will also plummet, because somewhere the sentiment is not good as far as the oil sector is concerned. And that is why in the world of crude and oil, it is important that prices remain at a stable mid-level, which is good for the global economy or the Indian economy.
And the point that you made, Rahul, the point that you made about ONGC and Indian Oil, we've got a very important voice who can add on to that. Mr. R.S. Sharma, former CMD of the ONGC, is joining us. Mr. Sharma, not sure if you've been catching it on a discussion here, but we were discussing how in a non-corona world, we were talking about all the benefits this kind of a development would have had for India. Right now, considering that there's a low demand for transport fuel, considering, we're talking about oil companies cutting production, there are questions right now about what this will mean for the ONGC. Do you think shares could also plummet now that there could be a disadvantage and negatives of this development?
Yes, of course. Right now, the sentiment is totally negative for the oil producers like ONGC, Oil India, CAN, as well as for refinery also, because there's no upliftment of the product. In the first half of April, the petrol consumption is less by 60%, diesel is less by 61%, ATF is less by 95%. Only product where demand is rising is LPG, where India is importing. But for these companies, producers as well as refineries. This is perhaps the most challenging time of their business they ever had. So that is the worrisome thing. Indian economy is also not gaining right now because government is not getting any revenue. On this last month, government has increased excise duty by 3 rupees a litre and also taken approval of parliament to increase it by another 8 rupees a litre. But thing is, when there is no sale, where from that revenue will come? So all the players who are into the business, producers, marketers, refineries, government, everybody is in a deep dilemma that how to cope up with this situation, and it's not a very unstable situation right now.
Okay, Mr. R.S. Sharma, I appreciate your valuable input on the story, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Rajiv, I just want to bring you in as well. You know, we've been having a very interesting discussion about how perhaps this doesn't mean advantage or really any sort of input for India. It could in fact be a disadvantage for India. And the government, no doubt, will also be in a dilemma of how to tackle things right now, considering the economic disarray also. How do you see the government moving forward now? There's been a lot of talk, a lot of questions from a lot of the Aam Aadmi consumers about whether this benefit will be passed on to them.
It doesn't look like that the government has the kind of leeway that you would expect under the circumstances to be able to pass on the benefits. The big benefit that India has got as a nation is that our import bill has come down very drastically by almost $50 billion from over $100 billion, $103 billion that we spent last fiscal. It should be something around $50 odd billion in this fiscal. So that's a big saving as far as the country is concerned. But when it comes to government's ability to handle this or to be able to pass on this benefit to the consumer, that is very limited because the demand for oil has fallen so dramatically, almost 50% drop in demand for petrol and diesel. Diesel demand had gone down by almost 70-75%. It has now recovered a little bit to about half of what it used to be, but it is still not at a level where the government can actually cut rates and pass on the benefits. So it seems like that this will continue for some time. Like I said, as far as the country is concerned, our crude basket, the price of the crude basket has gone down from $71 this time last year to $19.3 right now. So as from the government's point of view, it's a big saving in both import bill as well as its own finances. But when it comes to passing this on to the consumers, the government's options are practically nil because the demand has fallen so drastically, and the center earns a lot of its revenue out of the excise that it charges to the consumer. So it's very unlikely that the government will be able to pass this on. But as a nation, we've gained almost $50 billion, which is big money under the circumstances. Okay,
Rahul, you also wanted to make a point.
Yes, actually, the one interesting element here I would like to mention that there were, yesterday when the news came out with the freeze in oil, there were certain voices from the opposition which came out and said that the government is being cruel on the very idea that why isn't it passing the benefit of plummeting crude prices to the consumer. The fact remains here that I will be very surprised that even if opposition ruled states today agree to cutting down the prices of the fuels, primarily because fuels are their primary source of income. And at this moment when they are terribly cash strapped, remember what is happening is that the retail sales are down because markets are shut, there is a lockdown, and the GST revenues which states might be looking at the end of April might be so terribly low that the state share might be very poor. In that scenario, the manufacturing states will also lose a lot, primarily because their cess component is doubtful. In that scenario, oil, whatever is being sold, the fuel is whatever is being sold is the sole revenue for states. In that scenario, though the opposition parties in Delhi may say that the center is not passing on to the benefit, but if 25 paisa goes to the states out of 100 rupee fuel a litre, it is the states which will suffer. And that is why even the states will not be agreeable to the idea of the center cutting down prices. The states may say, why doesn't the center cut the excise? But that is again a catch element because the states get a certain percentage of the center's earning as they're cut from as per the 14th Finance Commission. And that is why these are very complex, tricky issue. Oil on a freeze is not really good news, politically or otherwise. The only perhaps silver lining I can see is that with a improving current account deficit situation, the center actually may get slightly more money to buy very important anti-corona medical equipment and other elements that the government wants to get at this time.
Okay, we will be tracking the story very, very closely. But for the moment, Rahul Srivastava and Rajiv Dubey, thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure a lot of you are questioning the government, believing that this particular benefit should be passed on to the consumers. But we have to be practical right now. The government and the current scenario cannot afford to do that, is what all the experts are saying.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.